Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, the only channel that brings the latest news in English. Please, before we start, please subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything and means a lot to us. Before we start before I start giving an update on Juventus, there are a couple of things. First, I want to congratulate Chelsea. They reached the European final, and the reason why I mention it because Chelsea manager is Vincenzo Enzino Maresca, that used to play in Juventus as well. And I want to spend 2 minutes on him. He's done an outstanding job with Chelsea. He took a team that was completely destroyed, and him alongside with the management, they took over. They bought so many young players, so the strategy was buying a lot of young players, a lot of good players, but not a big name, and they built this team from the ground up. There are a lot of similarities with what Juventus wanted to do with Thiago Motta, but unfortunately, due to our old manager personality and interaction with the dressing room, etc., this one didn't work out. So well done, Enzino Maresca, for achieving the final. The second news is Bologna played against AC Milan yesterday and they lost 3-1. So with this loss, we can say almost that Bologna kind of lost his opportunity to reach fourth. So for Juventus, the fight is against Roma and Lazio. If you watch the game, I didn't watch the game, I watched the highlights and I heard a few comments from some journalists in Italy. Bologna looked tired. Italiano didn't make good changes. The substitutes that came in didn't perform as well as they supposed to be, and they lost 3-1 against AC Milan. So we can't say, never say never, but most likely they lost the fourth position for Champions League. So tonight is a big game. Tomorrow for Singapore, but tonight for the rest of Europe. And midnight Singapore time, there will be a big game. So Lazio Juventus will play as a key game for the fourth position in Champions League. Tudor did a press conference, which I will touch base in a second, but he hasn't released the starting 11. We've seen it through my sources in Turin and Romeo Gresti. We've seen a couple of news. On the right hand side, we see Alberto Costa playing. So this highlights the fact that Conceição won't play in the starting 11, and this gives a very good indication on how Tudor sees the right wing role, who is what kind of player he likes, and he likes very strong and physical players instead of small and fast players. So that's very important to highlight. And the second thing, in the midfield, the three midfielder will be most likely Thuram, Locatelli and McKennie. So there is no Douglas Luiz as well. We were hoping that Douglas Luiz would have played, but would have been too much, maybe let him play from the starting 11. So most likely he will step into the game halfway through the game. And one thing we noticed, I watched the press conference, Tudor press conference, and he looked very tired. This means that he feels the pressure that he's under. He feels the pressure, he feels the importance of the game. We really hope that he was able to transmit this feeling to his player, and I hope our player really understand the importance of this game. And Davide Balzarini said he saw Tudor sad, not tired but sad. That's very different reading, and there are different reading. And one of the Italian journalists said, and he looked back of his interviews, and he was really sad during Parma Juventus, and it seems like he received the news that he won't be Juventus manager next year. So that's why he's fundamentally sad. There was an interesting question about the future, and he answered very well. He said, I don't need to talk about the future. My future is tomorrow, of course, because the interview was yesterday. Is tomorrow is the game with Lazio, so one game at a time. He mentioned that we played 4 finals back then, we played one against Bologna, now we have 3 finals left and we need to win. If we lose against Lazio, if you compare the tables and compare the games, the upcoming games, Lazio might have higher chance to finish 4th versus Juventus. We need to watch out at Roma. Roma has done an outstanding tournament since Ranieri took over, but it has 2 key players are injured. So most likely that we can hope that Roma is not performing as well as performed in the past. Anyway, 6 minutes video this time, very quick update. I try to delay as much as I can to get as more information from Italy. See you who is gonna watch live tonight. I will post a quick video after the game with my comments. And yeah, let's hope for the best and Forza Juve. Ciao.